And now we're heading to Glencoe. 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 Hello, hello, hello. So the first thing is, can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Oh, a little bit of applause there. Okay. Right, so this is the first time I've ever attempted this a live stream. I've set it all up myself and I have no idea whether it's working or not. So if someone in the comments could say, yes, it's working, you means you can see me? Can you hear me as well? Good stuff. Okay, so, well, at least there's Nathan Lives can. Yes, Scott, you can see me too. Good, that's excellent. Scott can see me. Nathan's can see me. Long drive, a big I don't know what that means. But so, it's clear enough. We're getting there. We're halfway there. There's Max. Yep. Hello, Max. Hello, Stevie. Hello, Middle Lakes Adventure. Yeah, it's live. Actually, I'm quite stunned. I can't believe that this is working because I've never tried this before, and it's all a bit new to me. Anyway, so what my plan is for the next half hour is really just to test this out to see if it works, okay? Answer any questions you've got as well. And I've got Laddie, so if there's any questions you have about my DJI FPV drone here, I'm more than happy to answer any questions about that. And of course, the star of the show, there's no show without Lassie. So if you've got any questions for me about either Lassie or Laddie, or any questions about my life or Scotland, or anything at all that you want to know, I'm more than happy to answer. When is Robert coming on? It's me. Do you not recognise me? Is it because I'm not wearing my tam o' shanter? Hi, Scott. Lassie is the star. Is she coming to the end of her life though? You know what I mean? That's what we're all thinking these days. The Mini 3 is due out any day. In fact, I don't know if you saw, all of you UK livers, that Argos actually published the advert for the Mini 3 already with the price and everything. They've taken it down now because they jumped the gun a wee bit. So, but it'll be coming out within the next few days, I do believe. How's Lassie's wing? She's absolutely fine now. Who was that? Who said that? How's her wing? That was Stevie. Stevie, it's fine. These blades were all brand new. I got them. I don't know whether I should say where I got them from. Aye, I will. I got them from DJI Heli Guy, who has a website, and he sells DJI accessories. Now, I don't know if he's got some kind of deal with DJI so that he can get a bit cheaper and make a little bit of profit. Obviously not much, but I don't know, and I still don't know why that failed. The only thing I can think about, and a few people have said it, is that there was a micro fracture in one of the blades, which worries me a little bit, because I'm now thinking, is DJI Heli Guy buying B stock? And that's what he's selling. I don't know, and I don't want to make any accusations. I've got no idea. Hands on, thanks for becoming a member. Did anyone else see that popping up on the screen there? Because I didn't know that was going to pop up. Yeah, oh, it did pop up. Excellent. Right, so so I don't know if DJI Heli Guy is buying B stock and selling it. I don't want to make any accusations. Like I said, I've bought stuff from him before, and everything's always been tickety boo. But this time, a blade just sheared off. It could have been a bird strike as well. If you watched the video, did anyone see anything that might have even looked like a bird strike? Because I certainly didn't see any. So anyway, there we go. So the Mini 3 is out in places. Time to get going. I said, where? What places? What places is the Mini 3 actually out? The only place I've seen it advertised so far is in Argos, and they have withdrawn that advert because I think they jumped the gun a little bit. It was too soon for them. So, because when I saw the advert coming up, I thought, oh, now it's decision time for me, because I've been pondering, should I buy the Mini 3 or not? And I've got a few things to say about it if anybody's interested in what I've got to say. I think the Mini 2 is a fantastic drone, absolutely fantastic. The features that a lot of people find missing in the Mini 2 are obviously auto track and obstacle avoidance. The other things, possibly not a 60 frames per second camera, and I can't really think of anything else that the Mini 2 is missing. She does everything that I need to do. The Mini 3 is going to have those features, and possibly a slightly longer range, possibly a bit more life in the battery. And if you buy that extended battery, yeah, you will get a lot more life. So what's my opinion on the Willie Pie? Yeah, licorice at the back, you like a wee bit? So what's my opinion on, should you upgrade from your Mini 2 to a Mini 3? My honest opinion is that if you already have a Mini 2, and unless you have a really strong reason to upgrade to the Mini 3, then I don't see any need why you have to. If you want to get auto tracking, the Maven app will do it for you. The Litchi app will do it to a certain extent, as you've seen in my tests, my videos, but it won't be perfect. But the Maven app does auto track really, really well, so you can get that. You can get obstacle avoidance, but let's be honest, you're going to, after you've used obstacle avoidance for a little while, you're probably going to turn it off, especially if you want to be flying through obstacles and things like that. You won't be able to use the obstacle avoidance. Sorry, did I say flying through obstacles? I meant flying through small gaps. You won't be able to use obstacle avoidance because it will prevent you from doing that. So, I don't know. Will I be getting the Mini 3? Yes, I will. The reason I'll be getting the Mini 3 is because I've got a YouTube channel and I test and review drones. So it makes sense for me to get the Mini 3. What I'll be doing, as soon as it comes out, I'll be getting as close as possible as I can to release. And what I'll be doing is taking out the Mini 2, taking out Lassie, and taking out my new Mini 3. She already has a name. I won't be revealing that just yet. And I'll be testing the two of them so we can get a comparison, so that you can decide, do you want to spend the extra money to buy it? Okay, that's a good point. Bavarian Sky Pixels has just said the sensor is too small for night shoots. Yeah, that is the other thing that you're going to get. You're going to get a little boost in low light shots. For me, in over a year of flying the Mini 2, I have never been out in a night shoot, apart from the two times that I went out to test the strobes, and I wasn't really interested in the footage that I was getting from the drone then. I was only really interested in whether you could see the drone in the sky using the strobes. So I don't think I've got much of a call for low light use in a drone. I live out in the countryside though, I live in the middle of nowhere. That may be different for you if you live in a more urban environment and you want to get out and film some lights and do a bit of night shooting. Yeah, possibly the Mini 3. Then again, you've got the Air 2S. The Air 2S does all that just as well. You might be thinking, yeah, well, I need to stay under the 250 grams. Okay, as soon as you put in the new battery though, you'll be above the 250 grams. I'm not telling anyone what to do with their drone and what the legalities are. You've all seen the way I take my videos, so I'm not going to preach to anyone. But there's a lot of things to consider for you. So, Mark, I see that you say it's still got the Flymore package listed. Yeah, it does. It has the Flymore package listed, but it withdrew the drone itself. Here's another thing that just reminded me. When I saw the Argos package, it had the drone with the new RC. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was either £859 or £895, and that was with the RC. When I buy it, I won't be buying the new remote controller. I'll be looking for the package that is just the drone and the Fly More package to get the extra batteries. And the reason for that, and the reason I don't want the RC, there's two reasons why I don't want the RC controller. And the first of is that I don't like the design with the screen below the sticks. I use my thumbs. I'm not a pincher. I use my thumbs, so I don't have my controller at hand here. But I feel that part of my thumbs will be covering the screen, and I don't want that. But the second reason is that if I can use my original controller with a DJI Mini 2, I can still use this. I can still use my drone mask. Okay, so I can put the phone in here and fly it perfectly the way I have. The RC controller, although people say it's got more nits and it's going to be brighter in the daylight, I still think that in a really, really bright day it's going to be very hard to see, and you won't have any option but to use it. You've got no choice. Whereas if you don't buy the new RC and you have a drone mask, you can use a drone mask. And if you don't have a drone mask, look at the price difference. How much is the RC controller going to be? £400, £500, something crazy like that. The drone mask's only about 150 quid. So, you know, that's where I'm going to be going. I'm not going with the new RC, even although a lot of people will want me to review it. But I'm quite sure Darren, Hardy, Gavin, they'll be able to review the RC for you. I don't think it's a good idea at all, and I don't want it. Anyway, enough of that. Let me have a look through your comments to see if anyone's got any questions for me, because I've been wittering on quite a bit here. Okay, yeah, Jim says he agrees with me about the screen below the 6. Do you know something, Jim? Darren McHardy, he had a video up when he got the Mavic 3, and his videos are very, they go into a lot of depth, and I had a little chat with him asking him how he found the controller with the sticks above the screen, and he said that it took him a bit of time to get used to it, but now he actually prefers it. I don't know if Darren's a pincher or not. If you're a pincher, it'll be fine, you won't get in the way. I use my thumbs, and I'm not convinced that it's going to be all that good. So I would rather stick with something where I can have the screen on top of the controller. Yeah, this is it. It's one of these things that a lot of people are thinking, well, it's going to be a great thing. It's going to be really bright in the sunlight, and I won't have any more problems with screen dimming and things like that. But, you know, if you're covering up 10% of your screen here and 10% of your screen here with your thumbs or your Mark, thanks for becoming a member. Covering it up, then you're losing part of the screen, and a lot of the information, especially if you're using Maven, it's got a lot of information all around the edges of the screen. You're going to have to keep moving your hands to see it. I don't fancy that at all. Now, I could be wrong, and I will be going back and having a look again at Darren's video where he had the RC controller with the Mavic 3, and I'll maybe have another chat with him to see what he says. But I'm not going to be getting it anyway, because I do want to be able to use my drone mask in the summer if it becomes too bright. Because I don't care how many nits the new RC controller's got. The sun in Scotland it's never particularly warm, but it's really, really bright. And that screen, it's going to be hard to see at times. It just is. So I'm sticking with, and it's cost effective as well. If you've already got a controller with your Mini 2 that works, and it's going to work with the Mini 3, why would you want to spend the extra, what is it, 400-500 quid? I don't know, crazy anyway. Right, Scott, yeah, that's a good point, and that's something that I wonder about too, because the times that I have tried the drone mask, it has been in, well, one time it was very bright. It was actually snowing, but there was a lot. Cheers for that, Johnny. Thanks very much, appreciate it. One time it was snow, so there was a lot of reflection, and it was very bright, and the drone mask was perfect for that. And the second time, it was a bit warmer, but it was cloudy. It was still bright, but it was still cloudy. So the drone mask was perfect. It gave me a great crystal clear view. But I did wonder the same as you, Scott. Is that going to be the same when it heats up? And cheers, Johnny Mac. He just popped up on the screen there. Is the heat going to affect particularly iPhones, which is what it affected last summer? If it does, don't worry, I'll let you all know, and I'll take off the cover and try it without the cover to see if that helps. It did help last summer as well. In fact, it's completely solved the problem for me. By removing the cover, my screen stopped dimming completely. So that may help again, but we'll see. We're coming into spring now, and as soon as the weather starts to go hot, if we get a really warm day, that's when I will go out and test the drone mask just to see that effect. Okay, right. So let's see what else we got. Other questions. You should release your merch. I don't have any merch yet. if that was at me, I don't have any merch yet. This t-shirt I'm wearing here, this was John Gilpin, one of the subs to the channel, who made this. He made me a Laddie one as well. It says Laddie and it's got a picture of Laddie on it. He sent me these through, and in one of my videos I've given a link to where you can buy it. He's got an Etsy channel. I'll maybe link that in the description of this video after as well, where you can get them, John. They're really good. But I have actually, I've sent away, and I've got a few items that are coming now with my new logo up here. Ding, 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 ding. The new logo that's up there that I designed myself. It doesn't have the lettering on the logo. I just put that on for this live stream. So I've got a hoodie and a t-shirt and a baseball cap coming, and I'm going to try them out and see what they'll look like. And if they look quite good and I get some people interested in maybe purchase them, then I possibly will put some merch up. But for the moment, I don't have any merch. Right, okay, so here we go. We've got a question here. Does an iPhone take long to sync? I don't know what you mean by that, taking long to sync. If you can expand on that question and maybe I can understand it a bit better. I don't quite know what you mean to sync. Okay, anyway. Right, I've watched... okay, here we go. I'll just move that up a little bit if I can. Let me just move that up a little bit, I think, if you can do that. Right, recovery drone. I agree with you. Yes, I made a big error on my last follow or track test with the Lassie versus Maven, and if you've seen it, the car starts to move, but the drone doesn't. And I try it again, it doesn't. That was an error on my part. Although I selected follow, apparently you're supposed to then click on the little phone thing and then set your height and everything like that, and then it'll follow you. So recovery 1 drone, you're right. I absolutely agree with you. I didn't give Lassie a good crack of the whip there, and I will go back out again and give Lassie another go doing the same test. I'll just put a short video up. However, there was another video that I did prior to that where I was just walking in the park, and I did everything that you're supposed to do using follow and track it with Lassie, and Lassie did not perform well at all. Now, I have to say that I use an iPhone, and Gavin HR uses an Android, and he seems to have had no problems at all with the Lassie app. So maybe it's more suited to Android than it is iPhone, and maybe Maven is more suited to iPhone than it is Android. That's a good possibility. I think that might be the case. But yeah, I'll go back out and I will give Lassie another crack at following the car, and I'll try to do it properly this time. Okay, what else we got? Okay. Shut your wine and will you pie. Alright, Dan, there you go. Another bit of Scottish banter. Yorkshire Man asked me, will you be selling Lassie? Yorkshire Man, I wouldn't sell Lassie for £1,000. I couldn't. This wee drone has been with me and has been so faithful to me, even though I abandoned her at the beginning of my YouTube channel and left her out overnight in the rain. She patiently waited for me to come back. We've been through hell together. She's flown through steam. She's been everywhere. So I could never sell Lassie. I even did think, I didn't consider it. I thought at one point, if I get the Mini 3 and then if I maybe get a Skydio when it becomes available in the UK, and if I get an Air 2S or a Mavic 3, would I auction off Lassie, or would I even do a giveaway for Lassie? And as soon as I started thinking like that, I felt a lump in my throat, and I thought, no, I can't do it. I can't. So no, I wouldn't be selling Lassie. She'll be staying with me, even if she never flies again, which I can't see that happening. She'll certainly be flying right through alongside the new Mini 3 when I get it, because we need to know, well, I need to know and you need to know, is there that much of a difference between the Mini 3 and the Mini 2? Are you going to get so much better results with the Mini 3 that it makes it worth buying the Mini 3? We need to know that. And the only way really to do that is, instead of just throwing the Mini 3 up and saying it can do this and it can do that and look how fantastic, is to say, here's the Mini 3 attempting X, here's the Mini 2 attempting X. Have a look and you decide if it's worth the extra money or not. So I'll be keeping Lassie. Okay, I'll have another look through the comments to see your questions. Here you go. Mad Lake Adventures, can you fly with an iPad connected? Yes, you absolutely can. And if you look back in a few of my older videos, I have iPads connected all the time. In fact, there is a video on my channel. I'll try and, if I can remember, I'll put a link in the description here when we're finished. There's a test that I do where I test the signal strength using an iPad versus an iPhone. And the reason I made that video is because someone had sent me a comment saying that they felt that the iPad somehow restricted the signal. It would act as some kind of shield to the antennae on the controller. So I did a comparative test using the iPhone and the iPad just to see if there was a difference. Turns out there isn't. There's no difference at all. And then the beauty of the iPad is you get a much bigger screen, so you can see a lot clearer. Don't think you can fit an iPad into a drone mask though. Oh, while we're on to the drone mask, here's a wee thing a lot of you maybe didn't know. And somebody, as usual, was giving me stick on the channel about, you're not in visual line of sight. How can you possibly be when you're using a drone mask and you need a spotter and blah de blah de blah. And aye, okay, fair enough, I know what you're saying. But a lot of people don't realise that there's this little section that comes with the drone mask. It's in Velcro there, and it gives you a hole in the drone mask where you actually have, I'll zip it up there, where you actually have line of sight. You've got visual line of sight of your drone. So if any of you YouTube drone police out there are telling me that I don't have visual line of sight of the drone when I'm wearing the drone mask, there's a great big hole in it, and that's why they put it there, so you do have visual line of sight. So there you go. Anyway, right, let's have a look and see if you've got any other questions for me. Aye, Savoy, you're absolutely right. And as soon as I actually didn't consider it, but as soon as I thought, oh, I could possibly sell this, I went, oh, you can't sell this, I'll sell my daughter. Then again, if I got the right price offered for my daughter. Right. Yes, Max, I do have a name for my new drone, but I will not be giving it away here. I will announce that when I introduce the Mini 3, my new Mini 3 to the world. And you'll get to know the name then. Hands on, I'm so glad that you used that one. I think it's actually better than the big bulky plastic thing you get that you can buy that costs 20, 30 quid. I think it's better. It folds down to that size, to literally nothing. It weighs nothing. It's very, very secure. And yeah, and I'm glad you found it really useful. That's good. Right, I hope I'm not missing any questions, because I was not expecting to get more than 3 or 4 people in here, and we've now got quite a few, so the chat is going by pretty fast. We've got 7 minutes left, so let's see what else we've got. I'll throw a few names up. Tanya says, hello all. Hello, Tanya. Stevie says, oh, hi, Tanya. Right, Stevie, first reply, well done. Okay, here we're saying, Louise, do you have any tips for when you glance down at your screen, look up again and can't see your drone? Okay. Not really, to be honest with you. This is quite a harsh thing, and I don't know if anyone else has ever come out and told the truth, but the truth of the matter is that you're not going to be able to see this for 500 metres. You'll be lucky if you can see it for 50 metres. And in some cases, you won't even be able to see it for 10 metres. It depends on the background. If you're flying your drone and there's a background of trees or bushes or buildings or anything, you're going to constantly lose sight of the drone, no matter. It can be just 20 feet away and you'll lose sight of it. It's one of those things that is just going to happen. The only advice I would give you is, don't be too concerned about constantly having visual line of sight of your drone. Now, people are going to jump on me for that, but there's a slight misunderstanding of what visual line of sight is. And I'm going to explain to you now in my simple man terms. And I'm not trying to mansplain anything. My understanding of visual line of sight, and this has actually been corroborated by the CAA, because I had a conversation with them about this. Visual line of sight means that were you to look up and look for your drone, you would be able to see it. It wouldn't be so far away that it would be too small for you to see. That's what visual line of sight means. It's within your eyesight, the range of your eyes. Visual line of sight does not mean that you must constantly always have your eye in the drone. Because think about it, as soon as you look down, you've lost visual line of sight, and if that was breaking the law, you'd be breaking the law every time you looked at your screen. That's not what visual line of sight is. So, Louise, don't be too concerned about if you lose sight of the drone in the actual real world. As long as you know where it is on the screen, you'll be fine. Okay, so don't worry about it, and know that the drone is very good. If you panic and you lose sight of it and you just don't know what to do, just hit the return to home button. And as long as you've set the return to home up properly, you'll see the drone rising up and you will see it. And you've got a little map on your control on the screen as well. There's a red line that runs from the triangular icon of the drone in a straight line. It runs directly back to you. So that will help you to understand which way the drone is facing. If it's facing away from you, facing towards you. And even if you don't know where it is, if you just line the drone up on the screen with that red line and then fly it along the red line, you'll be flying it back towards you. And just keep an eye on your height so that you know you're above any trees then. Okay, I hope that answers your question a little bit. Right, we've got 3 minutes left. This was a quick half hour, wasn't it? Wow. So is this something that you think I could do possibly every week and maybe expand it a little bit? If you do, just let me know and I'll be happy to do that, and I'll maybe have some content prepared next time. Scott, line of sight police, are we fannies? Aye, some of them are even ball bags. Nathan, I think you asked that before in a comment in my last channel, and I said I would get back to you after I had checked the log. I don't know how, if the question is how far has she flown since I actually got her, I don't know. It must be miles and miles and miles anyway, at least. I would say at least 50 miles, 100 miles maybe. If you're asking what's the longest distance she has flown in one go, I have a video on my channel where my wife and I went into her car and she drove her car and I was in the passenger seat flying Lassie just to see how far she could actually get before the battery became too low to fly. And I think it was approximately 4.5 miles. So that's how far she flew with us following her until the battery gave out. I have flown her 2.2 miles out, and I got a low battery warning, and then 2.2 miles back in. So there's 4.4 miles in total if you count the round trip. Okay, there you go. Absolutely, Bavarian Sky Pixels, you're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely. If you don't think it's all that good, that's good. I absolutely love it. It'll be fantastic in the summer for me, and I recommend it. But of course, you're absolutely entitled to your opinion. Right, look, guys, thanks very much for coming along. I have to close this up now because I do not want to clash with Drone Seekers International. If you want to go over to Drone Seekers International and watch their show, it's a fantastic show. I'll be doing that. I'll be in the chat there just in under a minute's time. And I think I will do this again next week. I'll throw this another wee, maybe half hour, maybe a 45-minute shot up next week. And I hope to see you all again then. So thanks very much for tuning in, everybody. And I'm out here.